What is up, my archmates of chaos? This is coming back to you on YouTube from another video. This is none other than King of the Night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and we're getting back into the Final Fantasy selection. You know, I'm taking a break from my live streams right now, so I'm going back to making Final Fantasy content right now, like normal. But I'm just saying, it doesn't mean I'm going to quit stream, because tomorrow my Mega Man Legacy Collection will come in the, in the library. I'll be able to pick it up, and I'll be able to play it on stream tomorrow, so I don't want to ruin the surprise. So I'm going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII and combat prediction. Now, with the combat prediction, I predict that there's going to be, by the way, also, I will also include the ingredients to making the live stream lemon lime, live stream poison, Pepsi lemon lime flavor. I'll include that in the description below as well. So, but anyways, let's get started. Let's talk about the combat for Final Fantasy VII. Now, I can see Final Fantasy VII being the action-based combat like it's been rumored. I think if there's one thing, even if it's by troll gaming sites, which there are a lot of troll gaming sites out there, I think it's possible to actually have, it's possible to actually have, it action-based, because people like the Final Fantasy 15 action-based, not to mention this is a remake. And in a remake, it differs from the source material just a little bit. Just like how the Resident Evil 1 remake was different from the original. Just like how Metal Gear Solid GameCube remake was different from the PlayStation 1 Classic. You know, remakes often take at least a different spin just to establish it's a remake. Now, we obviously going to know the Final Fantasy VII remake is going to be an obvious remake of Final Fantasy VII, as you already seen in the original Final Fantasy VII how the graphics were compared to what they're using today. But what makes it different besides all of that, what makes it unique from the original, is the fact that they're using new systems. First of all, then the compilation is not going to be no longer canon, so if you spent money on Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, and Avid Children, well, you just threw away all that money. You just threw away all that money unless you're just trying to collect fun games to play. But other than that, I think it's most likely going to be action-based combat from what we've seen. And there's been so many articles stating such. Now, I'm not going to put my devs out there, because there are devs I kind of know. You know, I've met at a convention a couple of times, which I'm just going to say, you know, the only thing I could confirm a little bit, and he could be wrong because he don't work exactly into the, you know, Japanese Square Enix, but there are word that action-based combat is most likely going to be. It doesn't mean it's not going to be RPG for the. It doesn't mean it's not going to be an RPG thing for the remake. It's still going to be RPG, you know, elements to it. You still got to put material on your characters. You're still going to level up characters. You're still going to have limit breaks like the original. The only thing is, it's not going to be turn-based from what we've seen, and even the trailer has shown some of the action-based. Now, the second trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake has shown a more Kingdom Hearts-ish type of, you know, Kingdom Heart-ish type of, type of gameplay. But I think now they're going to actually switch to complete action. But you still have to level up your characters. You still have to customize your characters. You have to give your characters different weapons, which we'll probably see in the game as well. And different costumes, probably. Like I said, costumes are going to be a big thing in the game, too, for the remake. But I think it's more than just only those things. But anyways, where's that back in? Oh yeah. Anyways, sorry I got lost again. But no, it's most likely going to be action-based combat, considering we're trying to get the new generation of the Final Fantasy games, and people like 15 based off the fact that it's combat. And if Square Enix was smart, they would actually make this an action-based combat, because let's be honest, turn-based has kind of died off. Even though games like Secret Mana Remake and other things brought back the classic thing, turn-based is no longer a thing anymore. Turn-based is no longer, you know, it's no longer the style, it's no longer the fashion, it's no longer the brand anymore. Just like back when Reebok was actually a brand, it's no longer a big brand anymore. Or when Rockerwear was still around, but it's no longer there because Gucci has taken over that scene. But the point I'm trying to say is, that's what turn-based combat is in an RPG. It's an outdated source of, you know, fighting in an RPG anymore. So, not to say it isn't bad or good, or if you like turn-based you're garbage. You're not. That's not the case. The case saying that they're going to be trying to... Square Enix wants to move on with their stuff. They want to get with the new times. And I understand, they always have. Like when people complain about Final Fantasy 13, if you remember the Final Fantasy 13 Armageddon and stuff like that, where people hated 13 so bad when it came out. So it's like... You know, it's kind of like one of those things, but it's like Square Enix is going to be doing what it's going to get them money. And you got kids who used to play Fortnite, the Batman Arkham games, Assassin's Creeds, Gods of Wars, you know, that kind of stuff. So you're not going to get people that are going to be interested in waiting their turn. So I think this is a smart move for Square Enix, but I think it's more possible for action-based combat, because it can still do RPG elements. Not to mention, Final Fantasy VII itself is an action movie. If you really think about it, all the stuff has something to do. In fact, Final Fantasy games in general are pretty much games and movies in a game format. So now they can actually have the technology to do all this. So we're actually going to get a full-length, high-rendered Unreal Engine graphics Final Fantasy VII with both voice acting and action-based combat. And like I said, my prediction too, like I said, but the combat is what I got from the dev. That's as much as I could actually go into when it comes to combat. That it's possibly confirmed, but we don't know. It could change. Remember, this game has been pushed back several times and put back on the shelf. Remember, Square Enix is notorious for putting games back and postponing games. So anything could change. But for what information I've personally got right now, is it's most likely going to be action-based from what I heard. And that's just as much as I could go as far without getting anyone in trouble. So that's as far as I can actually go. And besides, they have had articles that said the same thing. So what does this actually mean? This actually means that, you know, for right now, we got action-based combat. For right now, it's all action-based combat stuff. You know. As for individualized gameplay like I wanted, I think it's possible to actually have individualized gameplay since it's action-based combat now. As you've seen with Barrett and Cloud's gameplay and the PlayStation Experience trailer, you know, you got to see Barrett use his gun arm, so, you know, you got all of that stuff, you know. You got the difference between Cloud's and Barrett's gameplay style, besides the magic, summons, and normal stuff. So it's like, you know, I think it's, you know, it's safe to say that we're also going to be getting diverse gameplay from any of the characters in the party member, which is really good. Like I said, I could see Vincent Valentine being played like Prompto, where he has a bunch of guns, and, you know, then his melee combat like from Dirge of Cerberus, and then having the magic and summons like regular, Cloud with his Buster Sword stuff and magic stuff, and summons just like regular, Barret with the gun arm, Tifa with the brawler style, and I think all these individual play styles, all these individual gaming, you know, all these individual gameplay styles, you know, are going to be incorporated in the remake, because from the combat system, if it's going to be action-based, that means it could be specified to either one. And what we've seen in Final Fantasy 15 was something like when we got to switch to Prompto, you got to use guns. We got to switch to Gladiolus, you got to use great swords. When you switch to Ignis, you got to use magic-based daggers. And people actually enjoyed that kind of combat. But nonetheless, it's like, I think it's a possibility, a huge possibility, that we're most likely going to get individualized combat from all of this, from the combat system. As for costumes and stuff like that, we don't know anything about costumes. I don't even think any of the devs are up to date with costumes. But for my prediction, I think we're going to be able to have the Advent Children Cloud and the Kingdom Hearts Cloud and any other version Cloud, Infantryman Cloud, and the cross-dressing, you know, Cloud probably, as well as costumes. And the same thing with Barret and everybody else that's in your party. So, you know, maybe they'll have their individual skills to which costume you play, that you prefer to play. Because since this is a remake, they can actually do that. And because Adventure is no longer canon, neither Dirge Cerberus, you could actually be able to play an Advent Children Cloud if the Advent Children look is your favorite. I know not everybody likes the Advent Children look, but there's always going to be a few fans that do. So with all of that stuff, you're going to be able to play as both the original, the Black Soldier outfit and Kingdom Hearts and Advent Children Cloud as costumes. As for what we know, now I doubt there's going to be costumes for Sephiroth, because Sephiroth is most likely going to be a flashback-only character, considering he's the main villain. So he's probably going to, he's probably going to be playing the flashback like regular, which will probably be able to control him. And with action-based combat, it'd be easy to actually be able to use him in the flashback for the actual action-based combat. Now, from what we've seen in Dissidia NT, you know, it actually was nice of them to put the new version of Midgar in Dissidia NT so it could show us what we're getting. So Team Ninja, good on you. Good on you. So we get to see a little bit. So, you know, this is actually something that's kind of spectacular and stuff like that we're going to actually really get with everything that's in the game. And with Nobunatsu coming back to actually put music in the game, from what we heard, of course, but that's, you know, that's another video in itself. But the fact is, I still will 100% put all my faith and belief in the actual prospect of an action-based Final Fantasy VII, action-based combat. You know, considering the fact that now turn-based is old school, turn-based is grandpa stuff. It's Dad Rock pretty much. And, you know, I had to use that meme. I don't even know where I got that meme from, but, you know, most people like my videos for my memes. But nonetheless, it's pretty much, you know, turn-based combat's Dad Rock, pretty much. And if you're going to remake something, it has to be the same, but with new additions to it to modernize it. And a remake is to modernize something that was already been established. To remake is actually remixing. It's like taking someone's old 80s song and do your remix. It has to be a complete remake in order to be considered, in order to be considered something to update things. Now, I like that the fact that we're going to action-based combat. Now, it's very controversial to people who are fans of the original, but I've actually liked this new turn of events because, well, I don't mind. It's Final Fantasy VII. I'm gonna, even if it ends up not being as good as the original, I'm still gonna buy this game. I'm still gonna pre-order. I'm still gonna put money in this because it's Final Fantasy VII. You know, you could have a Final Fantasy VII title with Cloud, Dust, Tifa. I'll still buy into it. But nonetheless, what do you think about this? Do you think it's possible for the combat system? Or do you think the combat system is bad or good? Let me know in the comments below. And if I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, let me know. Hit the like stuff, and all that stuff. And I'm going to be streaming Mega Man Legacy Collection tomorrow. And may the crystal be with you.